Hi there, it's Isak again, and today I bring you a small remesher feature overview in Kodon. First of all, what is the remesher? Well, in plain terms, the remesher is a tool that recreates your model with an even distribution of detail, which keeps your model good for sculpting. In more advanced terms, the remesher is a tool that voxelizes the mesh and reprojects the detail from the old to the new mesh. There are several uses that can be applied to the remesher, and I'm going to mention a few that you can try in Kodon. The remesher is commonly used for quadifying the surface of a triangularized mesh, preparing a model for surface sculpting after conversion from voxel mode, for example. Sometimes when sculpting, you might realize that your topology has been stretched and it no longer allows you to sculpt properly. This is the moment when you might need more topology or simply readjust it so that it's more evenly distributed. You can do a remesh here to achieve that. Another use example for the remesher is when there's the need to merge two or more separate meshes, like when sculpting a whole body, first attaching the objects to each other and then remeshing so both meshes melt together. You can also choose the resolution you want the remeshed model to have with the slider. One thing to keep in mind is that it's not the same as multi-resolution or subdivision levels. It's also important to mention that the use of remesher also has its disadvantages, especially in certain actions. For example, using the remesher for a model with high detail is often a bad idea. The remesher will melt together any two surfaces that are close together, and the exact distance of the melting will be determined by the remesh resolution. It's advised to use multi-resolution instead to avoid losing the detail achieved, leaving the remesher to the early to mid stage of your creation. When I select remesh on the menu, I'm presented with a couple of sliders. These sliders directly correlate to each other, and I only use the lower one. The lower slider shows a close approximation for the resolution of the new mesh. Only after the desired value of this slider has been set will you be selecting remesh on the menu again to start the process. Then wait a few seconds while the computer is working. As an example, I'm making arms for a human. As always, my starting point is a sphere and it needs to be elongated. The polygons quickly stretches to its limit, and with the remesher set to low resolution, it's quick and simple for me to regain polygons where I need them, to keep stretching all the way out to her fingertips. And lastly, the remesher doesn't do well with high resolution models, since it's not advised to remesh to a level higher than 4 million polys. It's better to use multi-resolution for this. I hope this was useful. Let me know in the comments what other feature overviews you would like to see. Thanks for watching.